Hey, we're live.
Yeah, season's
Hey guys, how are
greetings.
you?
Good. Feeling
Hey
good.
sisters, how are you?
Good to see everybody. Good.
I'm good. So I'll do a quick intro as always. We are Beyond the Line. We are three sisters coming together to share, to spread love to our community of Black women, of people, of everybody. But we're really grateful to have this platform just to kind of share a bit of who we are, our stories, share about our family, our life, our work, and just everything that we do. And it's been a crazy year. It's been a tumultuous year, but we are here. We are still standing. We have reason to celebrate. We have reason to be grateful, and so we're just going to do a bit of a year in review.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to talk about some of the lost and found. I like this. I like this concept one. Do you want to talk a bit more about this idea of lost and found?
Yeah. It came to me. Trust me. I think it's probably something bound to be my son. He's forever in lost and found. They should just call it Oba's room, like literally, because everything in there belongs to him. But again, like you said, year in review for a lot of people and a lot of conversations that I'm having at the moment as we get to wrap up. There's a lot of doom and gloom, and there's a lot of, and don't get me wrong. I know this has been an incredibly tough year for some people. My heart goes out to those that have been sick, that you've lost somebody. Jobs. Like, I am not downplaying that. But what I wanted to do was just and this is just a little bit of more of my personality, is if you looked a little bit closer, could you also look at things that you may have found this year? So yes, there are definitely things I'm sure we lost. And some of them are just flat out hilarious things that we lost. And likewise, I think there are things that we have found that are probably super deep and really, inspiring and insightful. And like Buki said, there may be some things that you found that are less deep and inspiring and just as flat out annoying. So we can share them all. We can share them all. I think I started mine really profoundly, and Buki was like, she went in straight in there with the joke. So I thought that
Yeah, I was like, this year I definitely lost a lot of weight, but I also found it a few weeks later because I think I did the classic of what everybody did. The first lockdown. So in the UK, we've had two kind of lockdowns. So from March to like June, I was exercising, I was living my best life, eating right, feeling good. And I was looking in the mirror, like wearing clothes I hadn't fit in a while. I was like, damn, girl, is that you? I was like, that was you. And then the world opened up again, restaurants opened, and they started this scheme called Eat Out to Help Out. I really committed to that scheme. I ate out to help out, right? And then I went to put on a dress. You know when you go to put back on that dress that like last 2 weeks was like, I was like, huh? So the same weight that I had lost, he found me. He came back. He ran back at me.
I'm friends.
And now I end the year heavier than I started. So 2021 is definitely the year of loss again, of the weight. And it's a continued journey. It's self-development, I'm here for it. But I think what I have lost is this sense of like self-hate around it and this kind of negative mental state of actual weight. And all jokes aside, but I think that it's really easy to get into this like I have to be a certain size or look a certain way to be okay or to be seen as acceptable or whatever. And there's a lot of like kind of negative stuff out there about kind of weight and kind of what it means about what weight you have and blah blah blah. And alongside that, there's a lot of positivity about body sizes and things like that. But let's be real, you lose weight, everyone's like, you look great, you look so much better than before. Well, that's all good. So yeah. So anyway, I think what I found is a sense of self-confidence where I'm like, whatever size I am, wherever I'm at, the focus is that it's about feeling good about myself, having a positive mental attitude about myself, and also finding a positive rhythm around self-care and looking at some more positive coping mechanisms. So am I there yet? No. Am I on the way? Yes. So that is my wrap of my lost and found. I'll hand it over to you guys.
Good job, girl. And that bike is still being used. So you got it. Yes. That 20,000 pound commitment paying off.
Exactly. Listen, Peloton made money this year. That's what I'm saying. That's
I know a couple of people bought their bikes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So my lost and found. I think I try to go in there with a little bit more depth. Just being topical. And so, been talking about obviously 2021, and I was like, what is it that I missed the most and what I'm just itching to do? And there are a few people who were kind of throwing out the ideas of, we should go to, Cancun, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, going on holiday, it would be nice, but it wasn't the holidays that I missed, like not being able to travel. It was the sense of adventure. And I think when I really look back on what I've enjoyed about the work I do and the ability to travel to so many different places in the world, is that sense of adventure. And so I thought, oh man, that was lost this year for me. As much as it was wonderful to be still and quiet and not in airport lines and stuff like that, I missed that adventure. So I think that for me was a little bit of the loss. As far as found, 100% the family time that we found this year was really something, and I think I don't think I realized just how busy we were and how much ships in the night we were. And so just having to sit around the table and create and be inventive, and the kids being like, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? And we're like, okay, the kids learn chess. The kids are, they learn chess over this period in quarantine and lockdown and whatever, right? They learn like Monopoly, like, man, Fia is a beast at Monopoly. She will take you out, like, ruthless. And just moments like that, and just game time, karaoke nights, walks, like, so we were able to do some walking in some of our neighborhood parks. And I can't tell you the last time where we were like not, doing a million things. And so like after dinner, taking just a walk as a whole family, no dog, we don't even have a pet. We're just walking ourselves. So, like that was definitely something we found. And so I'm kind of like, man, we would have not done this, had we not had to slow down. So not taking that for granted, and trying to keep that even now as a few things have started to open up. I'm mindful of like, okay, let's not go back to our old ways again. Let's still make this, so yeah, that's my lost and found.
Okay, so mine, there's two sets. So I definitely lost time in watching K-drama. I found some amazing K-dramas to watch, and I found more operas to admire. So I'm pleased about that. I love that. Yes. But all seriousness, so I lost a lot of my creativity. Absolutely. I lost loads. I thought this could be the time to kind of really be creative and write and stuff like that. But no.
Wow, why do you think it was? Like all this quiet time, you're not running around?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just, too many things whirling around in my head. I don't know. But I turned it to positive, and I found creativity in different ways. So I reached out more to people. So I read other people's plays, helped them with their stuff, and paid it forward. It's really hard to get feedback. It's really hard to. So I was like, yeah, cool. I read lots of plays. But then towards the end of the year, it's been amazing. There are two things I cannot talk about until January. But I found myself in them. I found myself in some of the work that I was doing. God is good, because there's some big news happening in Jan. So I found, where I lost the creativity in terms of my own writing, but I found it in other facets. So that's really exciting. So it's been a journey this year, May. It's been a journey. But from both of what you were saying, I've completely that's me too. Family time, weight, everything. Everything. But you know what? I'm not hard on myself, like you were saying, books. It's just, you know what? It's been a weird year, but at the same time, especially towards this last end, it's also been fantastic. I count my blessings 100%. I've gone on a bit of a spiritual journey as well, and I feel better. I don't know what is going to happen next year in terms of certain things that you can't control, but it's okay. Do you know what I mean? It's okay. So I'm just trying to work on. There's things I want to work on. Like I feel like I've got my eyebrow game down. I want to continue that. That is super important, because eyebrows make
eyebrow game. What a coincidence. I feel like I've lost mine.
You've always had an eyebrow game.
No. When you have an eyebrow game, you can put your eyebrows on in maybe like 20, 30 seconds. When you're still rubbing out and starting again and you're like late for work, you've lost your eyebrow game. I was so tempted to get stencil. I was that mad at myself. No, I'm not gonna go get stencil. But But you you found yours. I definitely lost my eyebrow.
Yeah, I found my eyebrow. But next year, I want to find my lipstick game. Absolutely.
Interesting.
Okay, so lipstick is going to be a thing. Well, actually, well, let's actually talk about that in terms of, because obviously there's some stuff that I think in the new year we'll definitely have to announce a lot of stuff that's happening across the board, a lot of good news and a lot of reason to celebrate. So we are sitting here feeling very grateful. But you know, I'm starting my new job on the 4th of Jan, and so I think starting a new job always gives you that level of motivation in terms of like, it's like an opportunity to not reinvent yourself, but like, how do I want to present myself to this new space? Like, what am I going to be? Who am I going to be? What are they going to think about me? But anyway, or actually, what am I going to think about myself? What do I want to be?
There you go.
Let's switch that up. So yeah, so with that mindset, I was like, I think for the longest time, I've tried, you try different things, you try different styles. But one of the things I think the older you get and the more confident you get in yourself is that you know what works for you. Also, you know what you like. It's like I love shoes, but I just can't walk in them all day. And so I'm not going to, and the worst thing for me is, when you see people walking like pigeons in the street, I'm like, so you spent money on some bad boy shoes, but you look like a pigeon in the street. And it's like, no. And I like to have a good time. I like to go out. I like to dance, have a great time. But I can't do that if I'm wearing these certain types of shoes. So now I stand up in the place, foot bunning, and I'm like, what is this? And so so for me, I'm like, trainers is my thing. I'm just going to stop fighting it. I love trainers. I'm going to invest in some really great, amazing pairs. That's going to be my swag. I'm gonna be like sports luck, sexy with it, be cute, be comfortable. Because I think sexiness comes from confidence, right? So yeah, so I was thinking about how that, because I was like, oh, but trainers is not professional. I'm like, I work in a creative space. People come to work in trousers and jeans and t-shirt. It's fine. So for my space in the industry I occupy, it's appropriate. So just to kind of clear that up. But yeah, I just wanted to I feel like I'm falling into my space of being really confident about how I want
to. Found your vibe. You found your style.
So, don't be mad when you see me my Balenciaga trainers and I'll be buying my Yeezys.
It's so funny, right? Because I'm the opposite. I have 2 pairs of trainers, really. My running trainers and my Converse.
2 pairs of trainers? How 2?
Well, I do have a 3rd pair, but I'm a boots girl, mate. Give me, I've got a wonderful collection of boots.
Yeah, it's true. Trainers, boots.
So it's interesting though, the fact that we didn't go anywhere, yet you found your style. That's really cool. So
you had time. You found that.
So you found your style this year.
Yeah, and I think it's because of the fact that I was like, where I wasn't going anywhere. So I was just like, but I felt like it's okay to buy trainers because they're like, I can walk to the shop in my trainers, but if I bought heels, they wouldn't go anywhere.
I love how you.
I actually feel like I've got more of a wear out of the stuff I've bought than if I'd have bought more heels. And so in my head, it all makes sense. It really does.
Well, see, for me, I bought boots because it was like, I know lockdown will be over soon, and I need to remember how I feel on my feet. So
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are your purchases been? Come on, one. What's your new thing?
Oh, come on, little oversized jumpers or coats.
What are you saying? So I found my sport vibe. T's in her boot vibe. What's your vibe?
That's fine. Style-wise, well, not so much style, but I definitely found skincare over this.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you were messing.
And I mentioned that before. So I've always been a fan.
It was a journey. Let's be real. It was a journey because the early lockdown. Like I found this new product 2 weeks later. My eyes have burnt my skin.
You need to share that with the world. Okay, I said it was a journey. I didn't say I found it first go. It took a minute, but I found it. Thank you. So yeah. So anyway, I was, and this goes back to even your question, your point telling me that who's most likely to get plastic surgery. It took me this long to find a skincare game. You honestly think I'm going to nice at my grown age? Anyway, so I definitely found a skincare regime this year. I just, I was just behind. There were just so many things I didn't realize people had on lock, and the kind of products that people were putting together to just kind of get that flawlessness. So through much trial and error, granted, and much error, I finally found a kind of combination of like glycolic acids, hydrochlorics, brightening stuff, and just it really has made a difference to my skin. And just realizing just how much more intentional you need to be, and not wanting to wear as much makeup, not needing to wear as much makeup, and just really enjoying that, honestly. So keeping that going, I think, into the new year. There's just a couple of things I'm going to try out, but yeah, like finding a skincare game, and lost my need for excessive amounts of makeup and purchasing lots of makeup. So
yeah, you wear cream Sephora, but you wear it well. You wear makeup well.
Yeah. I have my moments. Let's be honest. There are some.
You wear it well. You wear it well. It would be great on a future episode if we can do it a skincare, like a.
Really?
Skincare.
You want to?
Why not? Oh wow! Okay, all right.
Awesome. This is like
we're venturing into like the influencer space of like, so how are we gonna
go that deep, folks?
So I drink water.
Wearing her from
and it's from like my skincare range is from Clinique, and Have you got itchy? You were scratching your nose. Are you okay?
I'm good.
But it's been I think that what was when we first started talking about doing this pod today, I think what was hard is, like I said, is that ultimately 2020, you hear to Wendy's point, we heard so much people talking about how bad it's been, how negative it's been so tumultuous. Yes, definitely. But I think that we are standing here on today is actually the 17th of December. This will come out on the 21st, but we're at the latter part of the year, and we have some great things that we can celebrate. We've got good news. We've got reason to be grateful, and I think it's so easy to kind of allow the negativity to like really hold you down. Yeah. But I think there's a sense of like the area, and I'm not saying it's not even about control, but I think we get to control our narratives, and I think that as a believer that words have power. Mm-hmm. I think that so much of what we did this year was speak into our situation. Mm-hmm. Where we could have been speaking about the negativity around us, but we chose to really speak into the vision that we had for our individual lives, for our families, for what we want to do here. And the thing is, we're nowhere near where we want to get to. Like, the vision is bigger than this, definitely. But I'm already seeing the fruit of our words come, and the manifestation of our words coming together. And at such a quicker rate. I think there's a period of time when you kind of feel like, oh, it will be one day. But I feel like we're living in this time of like suddenly, like literally one day to tomorrow, I'm ringing you going, so things have happened, things have changed, things are accelerating, and it's just an incredible testimony, for lack of a better word. It really is about how, we've got as gifted, the three of us, with some real blessings to end this year. And I think that's not to be taken lightly, because like I said, we recognize that there's a lot of people that have come sitting in this time of the year with a very different story to tell. And so I'm just grateful that we have come to a point where we're heading into 2021 excited, expectant. Our relationship is kind of, we've bonded again more than ever. We're growing in strong with that. This platform's going to blow up because we're going to continue to speak and reach out to more and more women, and to our community. But yeah, so I just think it's a really positive way to end the year. Really, really positive way.
Absolutely. And I think for me, the message is, again, beyond the line, at the core of what we're trying to do is encourage and live, and encourage others and live ourselves beyond any kind of limitations that have been placed on us, even if those ones have been placed on ourselves by by the lies that we've been told or whatever. And so beyond the line is just looking beyond the current situation and truly believing that anything and everything is possible, that you are enough, what you have is enough. And I think for me, regarding Lost and Found, my message is that for every, I do hope that you can look a little bit deeper and look at what you truly have found this year. And even if those things are not what you expected, can you take some sober stock of really what you've learned, how you've grown, what you've learned about yourself. I think that is time well spent. And I think it's not about beating yourself up if you didn't live up or meet an expectation that you thought of yourself, but just truly understanding that there's no lost experience. It's all learning. Mm-hmm. And so take that learning and use that as an opportunity to kind of move yourself forward. But yeah, I'm grateful, beyond grateful. I know the good news is just going to keep on flowing, and you know, we just gotta be patient as to when we all reveal it. But yeah, giving God the glory, man, giving God the glory for bringing us through, and you know, and yeah. So I'll leave it as that.
Definitely. T, any final words?
Yeah, no, I just want to say, so this year, because it was so uncertain for so many reasons, and we, you know, we'd never been in a worldwide pandemic. I think going into next year, because a lot of people are trying to have this year be done with, like, oh, 2020, I'm done with 2020, ready to start 2021. But I would just say that, yeah, just go with it, though, definitely more positive, because regardless of how the state of the world, we've been through something, so there is a bit less maybe uncertainty. You know, we kind of like, okay, the pandemic's still there. We know we have to look after ourselves. We know, you know, and it's just really concentrating on you now, concentrating on the things that you want to do, your goals. You know, I just feel like we gave this pandemic so much power, because obviously it was so overwhelming. It caused so many deaths. It was absolutely awful. You know, people lost jobs, money, businesses collapsed. And I think now it's like, okay, so how can we as individuals kind of like bring ourselves and move ourselves into the next year full of hope and opportunity, and full of yeah, I just think, how do we go positive with still things are uncertain, but how do we just go positive into next year? So.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I'll just buttress that just because you really sparked something for me. I think, you know, my hope is that regardless of, yeah, and again, just I think it's just to anchor what you've said. I just want to just bring that point home again. But regardless of what goes on, you've almost got, your circumstance cannot dictate your, you know, what's going on with you, I think. And I think that's probably what's troubled me, when people have been so quick to dismiss this whole year in some sense. I'm like, hey, stuff will happen, you know, the good, the bad. And I think it's like, how do you take control of how you will be and how you will operate regardless? I pray to God, and I'm confident that God, you know, in God, that 2021 will be a year of recovery and restoration and everything. But at the same time, you know, let's be honest, shit happens, right? And it's about, how do you stay resilient? How do you stay true to yourself? How do you stay, like you said, Bruce, in control? Like you said, T, how do you stay not losing yourself in that? And I think it's okay if this year, you know, it turned us all around. Nobody was ready for that. But going forward, there is a kind of a more resilience, right? There's a grit, there's a determination. There's a, hey, you've lived through this. Like, you did it. You made it through. By the grace of God, if you're still breathing, you made it through. So, you know, you have more than enough. And so, yeah, I think you're right. Like, 2020 is going to be better. But whatever life throws at you, you have what it takes to be in control of how you choose to live, how you choose to operate, how you choose to see and you know, make the most of it. So yeah, I think that's really the takeaway here for sure. So
awesome. And next week will be our last little pod for the year. Woohoo! Can you imagine, we made it a whole year, guys? So next, and it's so funny, because we were like, we started the year being like, you're going to see our faces, and now we're like, oh, we've got a little bit of a rhythm going. So
next week, forget it. Yeah, lipstick, no lipstick,
the January glow up. Like lipstick.
We went hard. I think we probably set the bar too hard, and it's just kind of like, nah, I don't care anymore.
So, but yeah, so I think so for next
else, like everybody else, like on YouTube and Instagram, they get more and more fabulous.
we went the other way. We started being like, hey, hi guys, lighting. Now we're just like, yeah, I'm in the same hoodie. I will follow you.
The only thing that's been consistent has been my eyebrows. I can't, anything else, I don't know.
We're going to help. We're going to find a stylist. Help us.
Exactly. Yeah, if anyone wants to be our stylist, come through. But yeah, so next week will be our last pod of the year. We're gonna we'll use that time just to kind of have some fun, just talk about kind of how we're gonna kind of see out the year with a bang, how we're gonna celebrate with our families, just again have some jokes, have some fun, and just wish you all a really, really, really successful end to the year, and really, like I said, hope for 2021. So yeah, so you will see us next week for the final time, but it's left for me to say good night or good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. But thank you for joining us today on our episode.
Yay.
Bye. Bye.